Hello everyone, welcome to the class of quadratic equation. In the previous class we have seen about solving quadratic equation by perfect square method, and also we have seen solving quadratic equation by formula method. In this class today we are going to see about practice set 2.5 and 2.6, which consist of nature of roots of a quadratic equation, relation between nature of roots of the quadratic equation, and also application of quadratic equation. So let us go for nature of roots of quadratic equation. If you have a quadratic equation which is ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0, where a is not equal to 0, so we get the nature of the roots. So we get the roots of the quadratic equation as x is equal to minus b plus or minus root of b square minus 4ac upon 2a. Now in this, the b square minus 4ac term is also called as the discriminant of the quadratic equation. It is denoted by the symbol delta. If this b square minus 4ac is greater than 0, then the roots are real and unequal. If delta is equal to 0, then the roots are real and equal, and if delta is less than 0, then the roots are real and not equal. As you can see, if we are putting delta is equal to 0 over here, both the roots of the quadratic equation will be the same, and if it is less than 0, it will be minus root of a number. So it will be a imaginary number, so it is the roots are not equal. Now let us go for relation between the roots of the quadratic equation and the coefficients. If a quadratic equation has roots as alpha and beta, that is alpha is equal to minus b plus root of b square minus 4ac upon 2a, and beta is equal to minus b minus root of b square minus 4ac upon 2a, then the sum of the roots of the quadratic equation, that is alpha plus beta, is equal to minus b by a, where b is the coefficient of x and a is the coefficient of x square. Similarly, the product of the roots is given as c by a, where c is the constant term and a is the coefficient of x square. Now, if you have been provided with the roots of the quadratic equation, then how can we find the quadratic equation itself? Then to obtain a quadratic equation, we have given roots as alpha and beta. So the quadratic equation can be formed by x square minus alpha by beta, alpha plus beta into x plus alpha into beta is equal to 0. So we have to find the value of alpha plus beta and alpha into beta. Now let us go for the practice set. Now in this practice test, the first question is fill in the gaps and complete. So they have been provided with you the quadratic equation alpha ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0, where b square minus 4ac is equal to 5. So when b square minus 4ac is equal to 5, that is delta, the discriminant is greater than 0, we say that the roots are real and unequal. Whereas over here b square minus 4ac is less than 5, so the roots are not real. The second sum of roots is equal to minus 7 and product of roots is equal to plus 5. So we have the quadratic equation, formation of quadratic equation as x square minus alpha plus beta plus alpha into beta is equal to 0. So using this, we can find, putting alpha plus beta is equal to minus 7, we get x square plus 7x, and alpha into beta is equal to plus 5, we get x square plus 7x plus 5 is equal to 0. Similarly, in third one, we have been given a quadratic equation as 2x square minus 4x minus 3 is equal to 0. They have been asked you to find the value of alpha plus beta. So alpha plus beta is equal to minus b by a. So minus b over here is minus 4, minus of minus 4, and a is 2. Therefore it is minus of minus 4 by 2 is equal to 2. Whereas alpha into beta is equal to c by a. So c over here is minus 3 and a is 2. So it is minus 3 by 2. Let us go for the next question. Let us find the value of the discriminant. So over here first you have to find the value of a, b and c, because the value of discriminant is b square minus 4ac. So comparing the above equation with ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0, we get a is equal to 1, b is equal to 7 and c is equal to minus 1. Therefore we get b square minus 4ac. b square is 7, 7 square is 49, minus 4ac. a is 1 and c is equal to minus 1. So we get b square minus 4ac is equal to 53. So we are getting the value of discriminant as 53. Similarly, you can go through these problems, both are the same. Let us go for the third problem. Okay, determine the nature of the roots of the following quadratic equation. For nature of the roots of a quadratic equation, we have seen that delta is greater than 0, then the roots are real and unequal. If delta is equal to 0, then the roots are real and equal, and if delta is less than 0, then the roots are real not real. So the first what we do is over here compare the above equation with ax square plus bx plus c. We get a is equal to 1, b is equal to minus 4 and c is equal to plus 4. So we are getting discriminant as b square minus 4ac, which is equal to 0. So the roots over here are real and equal. Similarly, the second sum we get b square minus 4ac delta is equal to 32, which is greater than 0. Therefore the roots are real and unequal. In the third sum, delta is less than 32, so the roots are not real. Okay, so the roots over here, and since delta is minus 32, the roots are not real. Now let's go for the fourth problem. Form the quadratic equation from the roots given below. So the roots over here are 0 and 4. So the two roots have been given. So we can assume that alpha is equal to 0 and beta is equal to plus 4. Since we know the equation x square minus 4 alpha plus beta x plus alpha beta is equal to 0. So when we write alpha plus beta is equal to 0, we are getting alpha plus beta is equal to 4 and alpha into beta is equal to 0. So the required quadratic equation is x square minus alpha plus beta x plus alpha beta is equal to 0. So from here we can write x square minus 4x minus, so alpha plus beta is 4, therefore it is minus 4x plus alpha beta is equal to 0, so it is 0 is equal to 0. So we are getting equation as x square minus 4x is equal to 0. Similarly, if you assume over here alpha is equal to 3 and beta is equal to minus 10, we'll get the equation as x square minus alpha plus beta x plus alpha beta is equal to 0. We get the equation after substitution for alpha plus beta and alpha into beta. We get the equation as x square plus 7x minus 30 is equal to 0. You can check out this question also. Okay. Let us go for the fourth problem. In this fourth problem, we have 2 minus root 5 and 2 plus root 5. So we are assuming alpha is equal to 2 minus root 5 and beta is equal to 2 plus root 5. So alpha plus beta 2 minus root 5 plus 2 plus root 5 plus is equal to, so root minus root 5 plus root 5 gets cancelled. We get 2 plus 2 is equal to 4 and alpha into beta is equal to 2 minus root 5 into 2 plus root 5. So a plus b into a minus b will be equal to a square. Okay, over here it is a square minus b square is equal to a plus b into a minus b. So it is 4 minus 5. 4 minus 5 is minus 1. Therefore the required quadratic equation is x square minus alpha into beta, alpha plus beta. Alpha plus beta is equal to 4. So it is minus 4x minus 1 is equal to 0. Now let us go for the main question number 5. Okay, this is kind of a problem sum. Now over here, sum of the roots of a quadratic equation is double their product. Find k if the equation is x square minus 4kx plus k plus 3 is equal to 0. So the given condition over here is alpha plus beta is equal to 2 times into alpha beta. So what first thing that we'll do in this question is we have to compare the coefficients, compare the above equation with the ax square plus bx plus c. We get a is equal to 1, b is equal to minus 4k and c is equal to k plus 3. A is equal to 1, b is equal to minus 4k and c is equal to k plus 3. So from here we get alpha and beta to be the roots of the quadratic equation. Therefore alpha plus beta is equal to minus b by a and alpha beta is equal to c by a. So according to this, sum is according to the given condition, we get alpha into beta, alpha plus beta is equal to 2 alpha beta. Since alpha plus beta is equal to minus b by a and alpha beta is equal to c by a. So we get minus b by a is equal to 2c by a. So substituting the value of minus b. So value of b over here is minus 4k. When you substitute this, we get minus of minus 4k is equal to c. Value of c is k plus 3. So it is 2 times k plus 3. So after solving this, we get the value of k, that is k is equal to 6 by 2. We get k is equal to 3. Let us go for the sixth problem. Alpha and beta are the roots of the y square. Find alpha square plus beta square. So over here, you have been provided with you have to find the value of alpha square and beta square. So what we have to do is, again, since we know that a plus b the whole square is equal to a square plus 2ab plus b square, we can just use that equation to find the solution of it. So the required terms over here is alpha plus beta, which is equal to minus b by a, and alpha beta is equal to c by a. So after you find this, we can just apply the formula alpha square plus beta square is equal to alpha square plus 2ab plus beta square. That is, after rearranging, that is taking this left hand side of alpha square plus beta square to the left hand side and bringing this to the right hand side, we can see that alpha square plus beta square is equal to alpha plus beta the whole square minus 2 alpha beta. Substituting the value of alpha plus beta, we have 2 square minus 2 into minus 7. So we are getting alpha square plus beta square is equal to 18. Similarly, for alpha cube plus beta cube, we have comparing the equation and we can find the value of alpha plus beta and alpha into beta. So since we have alpha plus beta the whole cube is equal to alpha cube plus 3 alpha beta into alpha plus beta cube. So when we bring this to the left hand side, we get alpha cube plus beta cube is equal to alpha plus beta the whole cube minus 3 alpha beta into alpha plus beta. So substitute the values of alpha plus beta and alpha beta. We get the solution for alpha cube plus beta cube is equal to 50. Okay, now let us go for the last sum. I'm just going to do the second part of this. The first part is similar to the second one, so you can just solve it on your own. The roots of each of the following quadratic equation are real and equal. So what does this mean? Real and equal means that the delta, the discriminant is equal to 0. So simply we have to find the values of a, b and c, and we have to put b square minus 4ac is equal to 0 to find the value of k in the second equation. So we are getting delta is equal to b square minus 4ac. So we are getting delta is equal to 4k into k minus 6. Since the roots are real and equal, delta is equal to 0. Therefore 4k into k minus 6 is equal to 0. Therefore k into k minus 6, that is 4, goes to below at the denominator of 0, so it becomes 0. So we get k is equal to 0 or k minus 6 is equal to 0. But if k is equal to 0, then the quadratic coefficient becomes 0. Okay, so we can say, so over here if k becomes 0, so the a part a will become 0. Therefore we can't say that k is equal to 0. Therefore k is equal to 6 is the solution. Okay. Now let us go for application of quadratic equations. So in this application of quadratic equation, you have to remember that you have to first form a equation, and then based on it you can find the solution of the problems. So in this first question is product of Pragati's age 2 years ago and 3 years hence is 84. Find the present age. So we have to put a certain conditions over here. So over here they are asking you the age of Pragati. So what we'll do, the first step is let the present age of Pragati be x years. So if the present age of Pragati over here is x years, then the age 2 years before will be x minus 2 years, and age after 3 years will be x plus 3 years. So now the condition over here is product of x minus 2 and x plus 3 is equal to 84. So total of that product of the sum becomes 84. So we are getting, according to the given condition, x minus 2 into x plus 3 is equal to 84. So therefore we are getting, after you solve this, in the form of quadratic equation by using factorization method, you are going to get x plus 10 is equal to 0 or x minus 9 is equal to 0. So we can say that x is equal to minus 10 or x is equal to 9. But remember this, they are asking you about the age of Pragati. So when you are saying age of Pragati, okay, the age cannot be negative. So therefore the present age of Pragati should be 9 years old. So since we have put x is equal to present age of Pragati, so the present age of Pragati will be 9 years old. Okay. Let us go for the second question. Sum of squares of two consecutive natural number even numbers is 244. Find the numbers. So they are asking you, you have to find the even natural numbers. So that means what, since we know that even natural numbers are 2, 4, 6, 8. So that means what, if we are putting one of the natural numbers as x, so the second natural number should be obviously x plus 2. So the condition over here is sum of the square, that is x square plus x plus 2 the whole square will be consecutive natural number is 244. So according to the condition we get x square plus x plus 2 the whole square is equal to 244. Now again, if we solve this, we have to open this x plus 2 the whole square bracket. So when we solve this using factorization method, again you can follow the factorization method from the previous video. So we get over here x is equal to minus 12 or x is equal to 10. Again over here, since we have put the first even natural number is x, so x is an even natural number, so x cannot be negative. Therefore x is equal to 12. So we are getting, find the number, we are getting the first natural number. Obviously second natural number is x plus 2, which is equal to 10 plus 2 is equal to 12. So the two consecutive even natural numbers are 10 and 10 plus 12. Let us go for the third question. Now in the orange garden of Mr. Madhusudan, there are 150 orange trees. So the total number of trees over here are 150. The number of trees in each row is 5. In each row the number of trees are 5 more than that of the each column. So number of trees in each row is 5 more than that of each column. Okay. So find the number of trees in each row and each column with the help of the flow chart. So first over here, number of trees in each column is x. So number of trees in the each column is x. So according to the condition over here, the number of trees in each row is 5 more than the each column. So it is, the number of trees in the row is x plus 5. So as you can see over here, if in the columns the number of trees is x and in the rows the number of trees x plus 5, the total number of trees, that is 150, will be x into x plus 5 if we want to find the total number of trees. Therefore the total number of trees is equal to x into x plus 5 if you assume that in each column there are trees. So according to the given condition over here, we get the quadratic equation from this as x into x plus 5 is equal to 150. Solving this, we'll get the solution, that is x square plus x 5x minus 150 is equal to 0. Solving this by factorization method, we get x is equal to minus 15 and or x is equal to plus 10. But again, number of trees in the column in x is, so number of trees again cannot be negative. So that's why we are getting x is equal to 10. So number of trees in the column is 10 and number of trees in the row is equal to x plus 5, that is 15. So therefore number of trees in the row is equal to x plus 5 is equal to 10 plus 5 is equal to 15. So we have found out the number of trees in row and each column with the help of flowchart. Again 10 into 15 is 150, so we are getting total 150 trees. Now let's go for the fourth question. Vivek is older than Kishore by 15 years. The sum of the reciprocal of their ages is 1 by 6. Find their present ages. Vivek is older than Kishore by 5 years. So what we assume over here is that the present age of Kishore be x. So the age of Vivek will be obviously x plus 5 years. And the second condition is over here, the sum of the reciprocal. Reciprocal is 1 by x and 1 by 1 x plus 5, that is sum 1 plus x upon 1 plus x plus 5 is equal to 1 by 6. Find their present ages. Again we just have to solve this. taking a common denominator and just solve this, we'll get x is equal to 10 or x is equal to minus 3. Again, what we observe over here is, since the age over here is been asked and age cannot be negative, that's why we have to say that age of Kishore is 10, since we have put age of Kishore as x. But age cannot be negative, therefore x is equal to 10 and x plus 5 is equal to 10 plus 5 is equal to 15. Therefore, age of Vivek will be 15 years old. Present ages of Kishore and Vivek are 10 years and 15 years respectively. The fifth question, you can try it on your own. It is very simple. Suyansh scored 10 marks more in the second test than in the first. 5 times the score of the second test in the same as square of the scores of the first test. Find the score in the second test. It's very simple. You just look at the problem and you'll understand it. Okay, there is certain problem over here. We just rectify it. So this is x square, not x2. Okay, let us continue. Okay, now let us come to question number 16. Question number 6. Mr. Kasam runs a small business of making earthen pots. He makes certain number of pots on daily basis. Production of each pot is 40 rupees 40, more than 10 times total number of pots he makes in one day. If the production cost of all pots per day is 600, find production cost of one pot. So let us assume, let Mr. Kasam make X number of pots on daily basis. Okay, if he is making X number of pots on daily basis, the production cost of each pot will be rupees, according to the condition, 10 times the number of pots, 10 times 10x plus 40. So 40 more than 10 times the number of pots in one day. So according to the given condition, if the production cost of all pots per day is 600, so x into 10x plus 40 is equal to 600, then we can solve this and we can get x is equal to minus 10 and x is equal to 10. But the number of pots cannot be negative, so x is equal to 6. So again, the production cost of each pot is equal to rupees 10x plus 40, that is 10 into 6 plus 40, which will be 60 plus 40 is equal to 100. So the production cost of one pot is 100 and number of pots Mr. Kasam makes per day is 6. Now let's go for the 7th question. Pratik takes 8 hours to travel 36 kilometers downstream and return to the same spot. So he's taking 8 hours to travel 36 kilometers, 8 hours to travel up and down through a water stream. The speed of boat in still water is 12 kilometers per hour. Find the speed of the water current. So over here, remember this, they have been given the value of, though they are asking the value of water current, they are given the time in terms of 8 hours. So we can use that to find the value of speed. So first assume, let the speed of the water current be x kilometers per hour. So speed of the boat is 12 kilometers per hour, it's given. So in upstream, remember this, the speed of the water current decreases when it is going up. When it is going in the upstream, the speed of the water will be decreased. So it will be 12 minus x kilometers per hour. Whereas in the downstream, this flowing along with the water. So the speed of the boat is assisted by the downstream speed. So it is 12 plus x kilometers per hour. Therefore, the speed of the boat in upstream is equal to 12 minus x kilometers per hour, and speed of the boat in downstream is equal to 12 plus x kilometer per hour. Now time is equal to distance upon speed. Since we have got a total time in hours, so we can use time is equal to distance upon speed to solve the problem. So we have got time required to cover 36 kilometers upstream is equal to 36 upon 12 minus x hours, and time required to cover 36 kilometers downstream is equal to 36 upon 12 plus x hours. So solving this, we get the value of x is equal to plus or minus 6. So remember this, the speed cannot be negative, therefore x is equal to plus 6. Therefore the speed of the water current we get is 6 kilometers per hour. You can take a screenshot of this. Let us go for the next question. Okay, 8.1. Pinto takes 6 days more than that of Nishu to complete certain work. If they work together, they finish it in 4 days. So, Pinto takes 6 days more than Nishu. How many days should it take to complete the work? Now, let Nishu take X days. So, we are assuming that since we don't know how much days Nishu takes to work. So, let Nishu take X days to complete the work alone. So, the total work done by Nishu in 1 day is 1 by X. Also, Pinto takes X plus 6 days according to the given condition to complete the work alone. So, therefore, the total work done by Pinto in 1 day is equal to 1 by X plus 6. So, the total work done by Pinto and Nishu in 1 day is 1 by X plus 1 by X plus 6. But both take 4 days to complete the work together. So, what they are saying according to the given condition, they are saying 1 by X plus 1 by X plus 6 is equal to 1 by 4. So in 1 day, they take 1 by X plus 1 by X plus 6 is equal to 1 by 4 work. So solving this, we will get X is equal to 6 and X is equal to minus 4. You can look at the steps over here. So we get X is equal to 6 and X is equal to minus 4. But the number of days cannot be negative. Therefore, we get X is equal to 6. So Nishu takes around 6 days to complete the work, whereas Pinto takes 6 plus 6, that is 12 days to complete the work. Okay, question number 9. We have to use our 7th standard knowledge, that is dividend is equal to divisor into quotient plus remainder. If 460 is divided by a natural number, quotient is 6 more than 5 times the divisor and remainder is 1. Find the quotient and the divisor. So what we can do is, first we can let the natural number be x. So divisor is equal to x. And the condition over here given as quotient is equal to 5x plus 6. So if 460 is divided by a natural number, quotient is 6 more than 5 times the divisor. So divisor is equal to x. So quotient is equal to 5x plus 6. Also dividend is equal to 460 and remainder is equal to 1. So we have dividend is equal to divisor cross quotient plus remainder. So dividend is equal to 460 x into 5x plus 6 plus 1 is equal to, so when you solve this we get x is equal to plus 9 as x is equal to minus 51 by 5. Since we know that the natural number cannot be negative, we get x is equal to 9. So we get quotient is equal to 5x plus 6 plus, so 5x plus 6, 5x is equal to 9, 5 9s are 45 plus 6 is equal to 51. So the quotient we get is 51 and divisor is equal to 9, since we have put divisor is equal to x over here. Let's go for the last problem for today. In the given quadrilateral ABCD is a trapezium, AB parallel to CD and its area is 30 centimeter square. From the given information in the figure, find the length of all the sides of quadrilateral ABCD. Fill in the empty boxes with the solution. So this is very simple. So ABCD, quadrilateral ABCD is a trapezium. So AB parallel to CD. Area of trapezium is equal to sum of the parallel sides into perpendicular height. So parallel sides over here are AB and DC and perpendicular height is over here AM. So we have to write over here AM. So 33 is equal to half of x square plus, so AB over here is x and DC over here is 2x plus 1. So AB is equal to x and 2x plus 1 into x minus 4. So we get, multiply the whole equation by 2, we get 66 is equal to 3x plus 1 into x minus 4. Solving this we get 3x square minus x 11x minus 70 is equal to 0. Therefore, but over here we are getting x is equal to minus 10 by 3 or x is equal to 7. But you have to remember this, but length is never negative. Therefore, x is equal to not equal to minus 10 by 3. So x is equal to 7. Therefore, we get, since we have put AB as 7, AB as x, so we are getting x is equal to 7 centimeters. Similarly, we are getting DC is equal to 2x plus 1. So it is equal to 2 into 7 plus 1 is equal to 15 centimeter. Whereas your AD is equal to BC. AD is equal to BC is equal to x minus 2, which is equal to 5 centimeter. Okay, thank you for listening for this class. Today's session is over.